Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Ride and Custom. It is a huge day here for this truck, 1958 Chevy Apache. Right now, 5 of the 6 boxes with our Mustang 2 front suspension and Willwood brakes are out for delivery with FedEx. It's currently about 11 a.m. and I am sitting here waiting for them because I have to sign for them. And yeah, so the next videos you guys see are going to be unboxing the Mustang 2, showing you guys what we got, laying everything out, mocking things up, doing all that kind of deal. So you'll be able to see all that today and kind of get a really good idea what this is going to look like. Now, in other news, Mini Cooper's pretty much done. I put oil in it today, this morning. We let the Honda Bond, this is like an RTV sealant, on the oil pan because we had to pull the oil pan. We let that sit overnight just to cure. And then I put oil in it this morning. Nothing's leaking on the ground, so that's positive. But this car is pretty much done. The only thing left, I have not started it. I ordered the OBD2 scan tool for a BMW that I need to reset. I believe it's a VWold system. Basically, what you don't want, the way it currently sits, if I was to start it, it is set for the old loose timing chain, not the new tight timing chain. So it could skip a tooth or do something stupid and drop a valve, and I don't want to do that. I need that scan tool, which again was $170. My God, it'll be here in the morning. To basically delete those settings out of that system and then have it relearn the new tension on the timing chain and everything, and then I'll be good to go to fire it up. So that should be a 10-minute thing and then we're running. But we'll see where that goes. We'll have to see what, if there's any issues. We really don't know, right? I mean, it could do anything at this point. So, but this is looking pretty good. You see the hose here. I'm getting ready to wash the Mini and the Volkswagen thing. Mini Cooper, I'm going to clay bar it, and Big Ron is going to take the buffer and try to get this off of here, off of the hood. You can kind of see it better there. They used to have like a sticker, like the emblems, like racing stripes kind of thing. You can kind of see it here. So I don't know why that's not on there, but anyway, we're gonna try to get that off the best we can and make that look a little better for her. I'm gonna clay bar it, the whole car, and shine the tires and do all the things, make it look pretty for her, and vacuum it out and do all that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be doing this guy, the 1973 Volkswagen thing. Got a, where a leaf landed on it, stained up a little bit, but it'll come right off. So I'm going to wash the thing as well, detail the thing out, start getting it ready for bug jam, making sure that it can make it. Now, last night, I had dinner. My wife's a CAT scan tech, x-ray CAT scan, and they all had a big dinner for the CAT scan girls at Bahama Breeze last night. And one of the guys that was there, one of the husbands, along with me, name's Langer, he has a Volkswagen thing, a 73 or 74. I think he's a 74. But he's got one called the Little Blue, and you can see that on TikTok. But he lives in St. Pete, and he told me, he said, you know what, just come over Friday morning, once you drop Megan off, and drive my car. Just drive it. He goes, I really think you're overthinking the steering on this. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I've owned 3 of these and a slew of other Volkswagens. He goes, the steering sucks on them. They just are what they are. It's mechanical steering, from the 1970s on a Volkswagen that was cheap to begin with. He goes, they're hard to steer. They're hard to turn. They have play in the steering. It just is what it is. He goes, so it'd be really good if you just come over and drive it. That way you have a baseline. Because, as we've talked about before, I've never driven another Volkswagen, especially a Volkswagen thing. So I don't know what to expect out of the whole deal, right? So that puts us in a little bit of a disadvantage because I'm trying to get something to be better than maybe it's actually ever going to be, right? So that's what we're going to do. So tomorrow I'll be driving one of these, and his car has dual Weber carburetors on it, 1600 dual port with dual Webers, and he says it's pretty spicy. So for a Volkswagen, so that'll be interesting, because if his runs amazing and it's got more power and all the things, I'm sure it will, maybe that's something we do to this down the road, right? If we keep it. And there's a chance we keep it, guys, so let's just throw that out there. So I'm going to clean this up today. Tomorrow I'll go down there, get my baseline, and then we'll try to find a place to get this aligned, and then the front end aligned again, and then probably loosen up the steering just a little bit so it's not as tight, and you know, drive this thing and see where we get. So there's that. Big Ron's putting fuel in the 40 Ford because we ran out. It won't even start. So yeah, 5 gallons of 91's going in that. But big news today, guys. The whole story is right here. Is just all about the front suspension of this truck. It is a gigantic day for it. Today is the first day that this truck actually gets hot rod parts. It becomes a street rod today. It gets an independent front suspension, not the leaf springs and all that, because up to this point you could have put it back together stock. Even with all the work we've done to the cab and stuff. I mean, it really wasn't anything that was going to make it a street rod until today. And that is huge for us, and we're really excited about it. So stay tuned. Now, one thing to remember, the rear suspension, even though our rear end is perfect, perfect size anyway, which is 56 inches axle flange to axle flange, by the way, 9-inch Ford. I have no idea what it came out of, so if you ask, I honestly can't tell you. But the rear suspension is going to be on the way first week of November. So that gives us a couple weeks to dial this in and to get this out of here and to get this ready for bug jam. And then we'll dive into the rear, which the rear should be relatively simple. A bolt-in cross member, the 4-bar bolts in, really where the old leaf spring mounts are right here. And you just got to weld, get your pinion angle right, and weld your brackets on the rear end. So see where all that goes. Might be a little hard to get the pinion angle without an engine and transmission in it, but you know, we'll see where it goes, because you won't have the weight. But we'll play with it. Maybe we'll just tack it. I don't know. But that's what we got going on here. And yeah, so stay tuned. Gonna have some shorts and stuff coming, and I'll do another video tonight with everything kind of laid out. And remember, 5 of the 6 boxes are coming today. 1 is coming tomorrow. I don't know what that box is. Odds are is going to be the cross member, because that's the piece I need first, or the Wilwood brakes is my guess, because that's the piece I want the most. So one of those 2 will probably be tomorrow, because that's just the way the world works. But we'll see what happens. I have no clue what's in the 5 boxes that are coming, other than they're heavy and I got to sign for them. So see where we get. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you in a minute. Thanks for watching Brown's Riding Custom. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe. There's a whole lot about to happen right here, so just stay tuned for this, guys. Thanks for watching.